We got a guy by the name of Heemstra. He writes a book. Stacy was supposed to be here with the orange jelly beans. What the heck is going on? Your book.
Yes.
The book that has got everybody going. And again, the theme this morning is Ready, Aim, Fire.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you guys just not another bean counting organization?
You know, one of the things we talk about as a firm is, we do all the things that an accounting firm does, and taxes and audits and bookkeeping and payroll and all those things, and you've got to have that stuff to have good data to be ready. But before you go out into the future of the business, you've got to think about what do you want that future to be. And I thought about, who should be planning and who should be doing those kinds of things. And then driving in here, I heard you had, I think it was the mayor on, and he mentioned about how important it is that we're grateful for people who are maintaining and developing habitat so we can keep hunting and fishing, all those things. I thought, that's planning. That's anybody who wants the future to be as good or better than it is today needs to be planning, whether that's your business, whether that's the state, whatever it is. And that's what we want to be involved with our clients.
You always talk about the planning. You wrote about planning, but how do people get started for planning?
I think I always tell people the first step is stop taking steps. We always get rewarded for checking things off a to-do list, and you ask me how I'm doing, I'm busy, because busyness has become almost a goal by itself. But it's important to think about, what do you really want this business or this whatever it is you're talking about to be in 5 years or 10 years? How do you know if the things that are keeping you busy really matter and are really important? If you don't have that picture in advance of what do I want this to be, then all the planning and all the steps and all the strategy isn't going to work out. So that's the first step. You've really got to have a clear picture in your head.
Kate Ellsworth with us this morning, Matt Heemstra. Having traveled with Stacy with South Dakota Manufacturing and Technology, and she came away advocating that. And then over at Mitchell with the summit that was just a week or two ago, she feels like she has found some new friends. And manufacturing and agriculture are two of the areas that you guys really specialize in.
Yeah, I would say probably maybe half or more of our practice is manufacturers and farmers and different ag businesses, and that's really what drives our economy in South Dakota, all the Dakotas, really, Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota. If ag and those small family manufacturers, small to mid-sized manufacturers struggle, we're all going to struggle. And our goal as a firm is to help our communities prosper. That's one of the things we always tell people. If we can help those ag businesses, if we can help those manufacturers be successful, and planning is a big part of that, then we can help those communities succeed too.
Well, if you can write a book and you can deal with Stacy and you can deal with Bill, let's see if you can deal with this question.
Uh-oh.
It's a generational question. That when do you do the planning? When do you try to make the handoff? And how do you keep the older generation feeling like they're in charge, but know that they are, in a processed way, doing a handoff for the next generation?
Well, just strictly from a logistical standpoint, I always tell people you at least have to be thinking about it 8 to 10 years in advance. But in terms of how do you get the generation who's been in charge for a long time to feel comfortable passing that off, I always think one of the things you have to do is plan for what comes after that. It's pretty hard for me to give up the business I've been running for 30 years if I have no idea what I'm going to do next. And I think for those businesses that we've helped succeed and transition successfully, it's the owners who've got a plan for what's going to happen after I leave that business, after that next generation takes over. So there's planning for the business, but there's also planning for yourself. What do you want to do? What do you want to do when you're done with this? And that's a big part of that.
Peace of mind.
Mm-hmm.
Having
Exactly.
made that decision and knowing you have a direction and you follow it. And if you're a millennial or if you're a boomer or older or whatever it might be, both know a position, but they know that they want it to continue in the family.
Exactly. And that's really what's critical to a lot of our small businesses. If you can keep them in the family, if you can keep them local, it's a totally different environment for our small communities. And that's what we're trying to help people do.
So, Sheldon, Iowa, but now Sioux Falls.
Yep.
They're not exactly twin cities.
Totally different markets.
So why?
Well, there's two reasons why we opened an office in Sioux Falls. One is obviously Sioux Falls growth. Sioux Falls is the destination place for this whole region. It's kind of where business goes to happen. The other reason is it's a lot easier to convince people to come live in a community like Sioux Falls sometimes. There's so many things going on here. The schools are great, there's entertainment options, I think there's more restaurants per capita in Sioux Falls than just about anywhere else in the United States. So it was a twofold thing, partly for our business and clients and that sort of thing, but partly because it gives us an opportunity to access people. There's a lot of great people here. There's a lot of great people that want to be here, and we wanted to be part of that.
Ready, aim, fire. What was intended with that thought?
There's a lot of ready, fire, aim that goes on. There's a lot
Ready,
of
fire, aim instead of.
There's a lot of business that we know where we are now. Let's start doing stuff. And like I said a couple minutes ago, how do you know you're doing the right stuff? And that's the aim part. If you don't do the planning, if you don't do the aim, yeah, you can shoot in a whole bunch of different directions, but are you going to hit what you want to hit? And you got to think about what is that I really want to hit, and then let's plan for that.
The book. Why did you write the book?
Everybody talks about change and the importance of change and how much change we have to make, but for most people, change is kind of a mysterious thing. It's something other people are good at. It's something either you're born with or you're not, and that's just not the case. So the idea behind the book was to give people some practical, useful stuff that normal people could do. You don't have to be Steve Jobs or Bill Gates or somebody like that. It's not rocket science. Here's some actual steps you can take to make change in your business and be more successful.
And it's that change of seasons that we're in that makes you think about life does change.
Mm-hmm. It does, for all of us. Businesses change and evolve, we change and evolve, and we've got to be ready for those next steps.
All right, for those just joining us, you have a website. You're obviously going to have a social media video here in a minute. Hi, Mom, how you doing out there?
It'll be a big one because you're in it, Bill.
I don't know about that. But,
we'll see who gets edited out, you or me.
I don't know. He gave me a mic. Did he give you a mic?
Yes,
too?
I have one too, so he can decide later who he wants to listen to.
I just hope that our orange tints work together.
That's right. It's just a little bit different, but I think it'll work.
Being a hunting weekend. The website and how they find you.
It's www.kaneellsworth.com, or you can call us at 605-610-4611. Just ask for help. You can ask for me, you can ask for Stacy, or just say, I need help, and we'll get you to the right place.
Matt Heemstra, we appreciate the visit. Kane Ellsworth, we'll talk again soon.
Thank you, glad to be here.